So the first thing we had to go about doing is just disassembling everything, taking all these old parts off the panhard bar, upper lower control arms and whatnot. I'm going to remove the drum brake housing, and I'm going to take it to the sandblaster, blast it all down, and repaint it up, so it'll look pretty nice, I hope, when I put it in the car actually, and hopefully it'll stay looking nice. Just because it's out now, it'll be easy, so just gonna go about that, and figure it'll be a good start to it. But okay, I took the first drum off. Interesting, it looks like the pads here are pretty worn down, especially this one, almost non-existent there. Makes me wonder if I can save the drum and reuse it or not, but I don't know. If I look on the inside, it doesn't even look that worn out, so I thought it was going to be terrible after seeing that pad, but the drum doesn't look too bad. There isn't really that any deep scratching across it at all, so I think they'll be able to save this one and use it again, so it's a good start, I guess. Okay, so I got this upper control arm mount torched off, or at least separated here. Torching it is not necessarily the best idea just because of that rubber there. Maybe that should be more of a last resort. I'm going to pull out the impacts and try to get the rest of them. So actually, this impact's been doing a pretty good job. It's just your Milwaukee fuel impact, which I don't know what the rating is on it, but these things are incredible. We've just been pulling everything off. The difficult one was this guy right here with the air shock mount, because there's a bolt on one side you see there, and it's all the threads are all rusted up, which is what makes it difficult. And then on the other side here, there's really nothing to hold on to, so I had to use the pliers here to hold it in place. But on the other side, the impact kind of locked it off, not too hard, so that's going well. At least the drum brake over here, it's stuck onto the axle right there, right in the center, I think, but sprayed it down with some penetrating oil, so hopefully that helps. That's just how it's going to be on that one. I think it's just going to fight me, but gonna have to get it off eventually, so hit it with penetrating oil, see how it goes, and yeah, just keep going about it, taking all the old parts off. Alright, so impact did pretty well, better than I thought it was going to be able to. Took everything right off. So here I got the last drum that came loose. I hit it with penetrating oil, then took everything else off. Then once I got that done, came back in, hit it with just the rubber mallet here, and it broke free. So you can see here, these brake pads are not doing so hot either, so, but I guess that drum doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look thin or anything, so I think I might be able to reuse that again too. So I think I'll get those cleaned up and brought up to the local O'Reilly's, have them turned, get a brake kit, and these things should be good to go. I think this seal's good, but I have some decent amount of in and out play here. I think that's a bit too much. Something might be going bad on the inside. I think that bearing on this side's out too, but come over here on this side, I guess there's a little bit of play here too, so we'll have to check it out once we get the cap off. But I'm not going to take the cap off or off the pumpkin there until I get everything sandblasted and cleaned up. That way I keep all the sand out of the inside of the housing, at least, because if that sand gets on the inside, I don't get it all out. That gets between the gears and it just ruins everything real quick. So I'm just gonna keep the cover on, keep the axles in, and then come in with the sandblaster, like I said, and just clean it all up, make it look pretty. Take the brakes off, put a whole new brake kit in, new pads, springs, everything. So yeah, shouldn't be too difficult. Just take a little bit of time. The hardest part about it is getting all of the measurements correct on the ring and pinion there, so that'll be the fun part, but everything else just takes time. So just as long as the measurements are right, it's pretty simple to do. Just gotta be patient with it and just work through it. So pretty good start here, I'd say. Just getting a hold of the differential was one of the hardest parts, so got a hold of it, got the new Posi ring and gear kit, and I'll be able to throw that in. That whole thing cost about, I think it was $525 off eBay. I forgot who I bought it through, but it's I remember now. Bought it from there's a company in Ames, Iowa, actually. They put these kits together for 12 bolts or Ford 9-inch, 8-inch. You can probably buy it for a 10 bolt or anything too. Just they sell Posi kits with ring and pinion, whole bearing sets, seals, everything. So you can do a complete axle rebuild with one of their kits. So that's what I went ahead and did. So all in all, I'll be in about $800, I think, on this rear end for upgrading, I guess, to a 12 bolt instead of keeping the 10 bolt. But if I kept the 10 bolts, I would have been in for about the same cost anyway, about that $525 for the center section. So really, for $300 and a little bit of time, I think it's well worth the upgrade to the 12 bolt, so I don't have to worry about anything. So with that, I'm gonna start getting this all blasted up and cleaned up. So okay, so been having problems with the sandblaster, but anyways, got it cleaned up for the most part, as good as I'm going to get it at least. I didn't do the inside of the brake drums because, one, nobody's going to see it, and two, I plan on replacing it with disc brakes in the near future anyways. Did the backside though, just lightly, so I can hit it with a quick sandblaster, or sorry, quick coat of paint. You see this material right here? It looks like I just didn't get all the rust off, but that's the actual e-coat that came from the factory. So that's just your base layer of paint that stayed on there. You don't really need to get that off because you're just painting over paint, then it's fine. I didn't quite get all the dirt and grime off yet. I need to go back and hit it just kind of once more quick and get everything kind of finished up, but about cleaned up, all ready to go. Didn't do the cover at all. I'm just going to replace it. Simple, pretty simple, I think. By the rust it's showing, I think it's kind of getting kind of thin in spots. It's probably fine, but I think it's easier just to replace it with a cheap replacement cover. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So do that and get it torn apart and go from there.